Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Melissa. If you're new, hi, make sure you subscribe. Today I'm going to be doing my 14 to 18 week bump date. So the last time I updated you guys on my pregnancy was when I announced it, and I was 14 weeks then, and I'm going to be 19 weeks tomorrow. So I'm currently 18 weeks and 6 days, so I figured I would do a little update. Over the past month, I haven't really had a lot of change in symptoms, but I figured I would talk about what's been going on, symptoms I've been experiencing recently, and plans for the future. Also, if you guys haven't checked out my gender reveal video, I will have that listed in the description below. It is the most recent video that I uploaded. It's just a quick little video of the gender reveal. But if you have seen it, then you will know that I'm having a boy. I'm super excited to have a little boy. A little nervous still, but it's sinking in, and I'm excited to raise him. Hopefully he's not a little troublemaker, but what can you expect? On Friday, I went for a 2D ultrasound just to make sure that the baby was developing correctly and to make sure his heart is formed correctly, and luckily everything looks good. They are going to schedule me for a fetal echo just to further look into his heart to make sure his heart is developing. For those who didn't see my pregnancy announcement video, I talk a little bit about how my mom and my mom's mom both lost their first child due to some kind of heart defect. Both different cases, but still around the same thing. So we're just making sure, crossing our T's, dotting our I's, making sure that baby is good and healthy for when he gets here. So I can actually try to insert a picture of his ultrasound, double checked, and it is a boy. And he is growing and he's getting so big, and we actually got to see him move in the ultrasound. We couldn't record anything of it or take pictures of the screen, but they did print out pictures for us, so I'll insert those. But while they were doing the ultrasound, he was moving a little and turning around, and we actually got to see him touch his face and yawn. And actually he was drinking the amniotic fluid, which is how they learn how to breathe and digest. So that was really cool to see. You could see his little mouth open and his chin and his little nostrils. I'm a proud mom already. Also, if you guys want to know where I'm sitting, my closet's right here, and this is my little cubicle thing that I keep all my reborning supplies in and my reborns on. So yeah, we're currently in the process of switching my room with my parents' room. I talk about that in my pregnancy announcement video as well. So be prepared for that video coming up. I don't know when I'll upload that, but it's in the process of being filmed right now, and then further along, probably the end of summer, you guys will get a room nursery tour. So that's exciting. So I guess I'll talk about symptoms that I've been experiencing for the last month. My symptoms have really died down. I haven't been experiencing a lot of symptoms, so that's good. Hope it stays that way. I know for my 14 week, I had heartburn probably a couple times, and for the last week, for my 18 weeks, I've had heartburn a good amount of times, and it's really uncomfortable to the point where it's like you don't want to eat. But other than that, I've been having some issues, I think, with my blood pressure. We haven't exactly pinpointed it to that, but basically what's been happening is I've been getting really lightheaded and dizzy, and then there are some times I experience this weird pressure in my ears, and then my vision just goes completely black, like I'm blind, and I have to sit down, and it's really scary. And it's happened about 4 or 5 times, and they just are basically doing some tests. I'm working with a doctor to do some tests. We checked my iron level. I'm like mildly anemic, so they just said make sure I'm eating iron and I'm having iron in my system. But they said it probably could be blood pressure too, because when you're pregnant, your blood supply goes up and, you know, your body's working extra hard to produce blood, and your heart's pumping a lot harder to give blood supply to you and baby. And I guess no matter what, your body is going to favor baby over you. So thanks, body. So yeah, so there's been that, and I guess besides that, there's nothing really that's been going on as far as symptoms. I've been feeling good. I've been having my energy. I'm sleeping through the night more, and yeah. So since I last uploaded, I have started back up at school, and I am doing really, really well. Besides the whole getting lightheaded and dizzy, when I'm standing for a while, I just make sure that I'm staying hydrated and I sit down when I need to. But I started back up at school, and I'm actually thinking about doing like a week at Paul Mitchell type of thing, because I'm part-time day right now, but once May comes, I'm switching to full-time because I'll be able to bank an extra 200 hours at school if I switch to full-time before he gets here. And then once he gets here, I have to switch to night school. So that'll be interesting. And then once I graduate, I can actually do a overview on my Paul Mitchell experience, because I will have experienced part-time day, full-time, and part-time night. So that's pretty cool. Also kind of annoying, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So school's been going really good, and I got my first client, and it went really well, besides having a little blackout episode, but it was really quick and it didn't affect anything at all. So yeah, I've bought a few things for him already. I've got like a bag of clothes and some goodies and stuff, so I'm gonna be doing a first baby haul video soon, so keep an eye out for that. I'm super excited for that. And basically, I've just been super excited to have this baby. I just keep watching labor and delivery videos because I'm just super stoked to have him, and this sounds weird, but I'm excited for labor and delivery. As of right now, my plans are to try and go all natural. I really do not want an epidural, so that right now is my birth plan, but I'm not gonna think too far into it and discuss it with my doctor until obviously later on in my 3rd trimester. But we're almost halfway, guys. We're almost halfway. In 1 week I'll be 20 weeks, so that'll be halfway. So that's pretty crazy to think about how fast this is going. I'm in the enjoyable stage of pregnancy, so I really can just sit back and enjoy being pregnant now, rather than before when I was sick and tired and I couldn't eat and I was taking medicines 3 times a day. So that's nice. Speaking of medications, I have been weaning off of them, so now I'm only taking them at night, and I'm taking a vitamin B6, a Regland, which is for nausea and headaches. I am on magnesium for migraines, and I'm also on a Walsum sleep pill. So those are the pills that I'm on right now, and I'm basically weaning off of the Reglan and the B6, and I plan to stay on the magnesium my whole pregnancy, and as well as the Walsum, because it helps me sleep, because I do have a sleeping disorder, and if I don't take something to help me sleep, then I'm up all night, and that's not good. I guess another really exciting thing is I'm starting to feel movements. I think they feel like bubbles, and sometimes they feel like bubbles popping, and it's very, very subtle, and I have to catch it, and when I do, I think about it and I'm like, I think that was a movement. The doctor basically that did the ultrasound on Friday said my placenta is on top, so it's gonna take a little longer to feel actual movements, because every time the baby goes to move, it's like he's pushing into a pillow, so that's why I might not feel it. But in the lower region, sometimes I feel the bubble feelings, and they said that's movement. So I just started towards the end of my 18 weeks, started to feel that, and it's only happened a handful of times. So kind of am amazed at the thought of, like, holy shit, this is a real person. This is a human being. You know, it's crazy to me to think about, this is a human being that has a brain of its own, can move on his own, and I have no control over his movements, and he's just living inside of me. Like, it's crazy to me, and I honestly, like, I'm so excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited more than anything to have him. And honestly, like, it's not as bad as I thought it was. In the first trimester, I was dreading everything. I was like, I'm never gonna have more kids if this is what it's gonna be like. But now that I know that it gets better, and I when people would say it gets better, I promise, and I was like 13 weeks, and I'm like, when does it get better? But I promise you guys, if you're dealing with really bad symptoms, or you're in your first trimester, or whatever it is, it gets better. And that's with anything in life. You know, you have to go through a hard time to get to a good time. So it always gets worse before it gets better. So yeah. And I totally would do it again, and would totally love to have more kids later on in life. Also, before I forget, let me show you what my stomach looks like, because I actually have a baby bump. So yeah, some people say it's big for only being, I'm gonna be 19 weeks. So this is like a 19-week bump. Some say it's a little big, but I mean, I was chunky to begin with before I got pregnant. So yeah, but it's a distinguished bump. So let me show you guys that now. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see this, but here's my little bump. I really hope you guys can see this. It's not that big, but it's there. It's getting there. So alright guys, so there's not really more to talk about. I think I've covered everything. If you guys have any questions for me about the pregnancy or anything in general, just leave it down in the description below, and I'll do my best to answer them. And if you also have any video suggestions, be sure to comment that too, because it helps me out, because I know what you guys want to see. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos, and I'll see you guys next time in my next video. Bye!